All right, it's Saturday, so we're gonna start and do the head job. So we're gonna take these heads off, take the cams off, obviously everything that the heads entail, and then button it all up once we're done, and hopefully do the timing belt job too. So I set the engine to top dead center. Now I'm removing the timing belt tensioner. It took us a little bit, but Brady and I just broke these loose. And then I reset the engine to top dead center. And then just now I was just checking the dots on the intake and exhaust cams to see if they're lined up. And as you can see, maybe you can't see it, but I already put the bolt that you need to put in to secure the two gears together. So now that all the dots are lined up and all that's good, I'm going to finish taking off these cam gears, and then I'm going to take this off, move the timing belt out of the way. I am doing a timing belt job, like I said, but I'm not going to worry about that at all until I'm done with the head job and the heads are back on. And then at that point, once the heads are reassembled without valve covers, I'm going to do the timing belt job. And yeah, so that's where we're at. These were super, super tight. They are like torqued down to about 81 foot-pounds, so it was kind of a bitch to get those off, but we did it. I bought this universal OTC pulley holder. It's pretty cool, so you can change these nubs out. It comes with a couple different ones. These big ones were the ones that worked the best for us because this lip was able to sit behind the cam gear lip and really get a good grip on there. So yeah, that's where we're at. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep removing these now. Let me grab my ratchet. All right, so like I said, engine's back on top dead center. I noticed, and I turned this engine probably like 12 plus times just to be sure. My cams are like a tooth or two off from lining up with the timing mark on the timing cover back here, but the top dead center is lined up down here, and realistically I'm taking all this apart, top end stuff, so I'm going to try to get those right on point when I put them all back together. So that's where we're at. So there's a keyway on this cam gear and a little, they call it a knock key, I think, in there. So gotta be careful. So here's that little knock pin, really small. So you gotta take that out. So there's that cam gear. Probably gonna wipe these off just because there is like, it looks like it's like a belt material, and just dust in there. And I'm actually gonna grab a bag to put bolts and keyways in. I'm replacing this timing belt. It's like super, super hard, and you can tell that it's really, really worn out too. And then the water pump actually, and I'll probably show it more when I get to that point, you can tell the seal started to fail on this side, and just looks really old too. So definitely glad I'm getting in here and getting this stuff fixed up. All right, next step, I'm going to remove this, like I said, and then I'm going to remove the timing cover. I'm not going to do anything with the knock sensor because since I'm removing the whole timing cover, it'll just come off with it. All right, although I'm replacing this, oh, I'm glad I am too. Let's see if you guys can hear this. That bearing is making a decent amount of noise, but either way, a new one comes in the timing belt kit. But for now, I have a box going over here where I'm putting all timing belt related components, even though they're getting replaced. That way I make sure I have exactly those components going back on. And I'm also not trying to throw away any parts until their replacement is on and proven to be the correct replacement, just in case, because in the past, I've hurt myself by not being that careful with other swaps and engine work, so. I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna clean this off too, but I'm gonna wait. Oh yeah, especially it's dirty, but I'm gonna wait to clean that off until reassembly. So for now, I'm just putting it aside, and then I'm gonna put the sensor in here. All right, this is the driver's side. We got the cams out. We are about to take the head bolts out and get this head off of the motor so that we can get going. I haven't touched this side yet. I'm not going to take this head off or mess with the cams until I'm done with this side, just for my own reasons. So here we are. Well, I'm definitely glad that I'm replacing the head gaskets. This thing's freaking trashed and there's a ton of residue on here. This cylinder looks like shit. So, yay! But the head's off. Here it is. I'm gonna take these caps out and then I'm gonna flip it upside down and take a look at it. All right, I am currently in the process of cleaning this head off, and then I'm gonna check it with this feeler gauge and see if it's warped or not. I don't believe it is, but we'll find out. Well, I just completed the straight edge test on the cylinder head to make sure it's not warped. I just wanted to verify, even though I'm not replacing it because of like an overheating issue or anything, I just wanted to make sure so that I know that going back together, it's gonna be good to go. And it is, so it's not warped. So now I'm just gonna finish cleaning up the head gasket surface on the engine, and then we should be in assembly mode. I'm gonna finish cleaning off this head a little bit more too, but it's not gonna get deep cleaned because I'm not gonna take it fully apart. But that's where we're at. All right, guys, I've just been working on this one side all day. Finally got this entire surface cleaned. I just installed the ARP head studs. The head's over there and cleaned. I'm getting ready to mate these two babies up, and then I'm gonna do the next side. Thanks to Yoda Shop for this head stud kit for the 5VZ FE. All right, driver's side head gasket job is complete. I did check the surfaces and everything, and all I needed to do was a head gasket. Now we're doing the next side. I chose to do it one side at a time for my own reasons, so here we are. All right, so I just completed the flat angle test on the passenger side, and it's good to go as well. So I'm going to continue cleaning the head up and the engine up, and then I'm going to reassemble. Harmonic balancer was finally able to be removed. I had a friend come over and help me. It was super stuck on there, so I'm going to continue on the timing belt job right now and finish that up. All right, current state of affairs. We are doing the timing, but I noticed when doing it that it looks like the cam seal or crank seal behind the sprocket was leaking, so I'm going to replace that, and we're having a great time doing it. As you can see, breaking it, but it is moving slightly. I'm working on pulling it. I'm going to attempt to use this puller now on it. I just have to go get bigger or longer bolts to go into the holes, and then we're going to go from there. I have a new cam sprocket on the way too, and unfortunately it won't be here until next week. So I'm just trying to do what I can. Once again, there's been a lot of delays on this swap due to waiting for parts. Part of it is maybe you could argue I'm ordering parts online and waiting, but the reality of the situation is I want OEM Toyota, and I am not paying OEM Toyota dealership prices in the parts department, so online it's substantially cheaper. So that's where we're at. So you can see the rest of the engine. I think I'm going to work on getting the exhaust manifold on now and other miscellaneous bits. I can't put the brackets that go right here back on yet because I'm not done with the timing belt job, but that is where we're at. As you can see though, it is pretty assembled. This is the new fuel line supply. Here's the new fuel line return. I'm going to get them more out of the way, obviously, right when the engine's getting propped in, but they're on. The harness is on. The intakes are back on. The lines that can be connected are connected. Connectors that can be connected are connected. Yeah, this hose I actually had to order because I thought I ordered it and I ended up not. It goes from here to here. That one will be here in the next couple days as well. So yeah, we're making progress. I'm really happy with like how much nicer the engine's looking and all the improvements I'm making. I just wish that I was driving my truck already. Keep following along. And the parts pile is getting smaller, even though it might not look like it right now. All right, so right now I'm taking these brackets off of my 3VZ ECM. I'm gonna put them on my 5VZ ECM. So as you can see, just like on this one, all of these black spots with tape over them, notice how they are divoted. There's like two button dots. It's because each of these spots is a different mounting location because these ECMs were kind of like at least the housings, it seems like, were made kind of universally to fit multiple applications. So I'm going to be able to reuse my brackets, put it where it goes OEM, but it'll be my new ECM. I'm obviously going to clean these up because mine are pretty gross. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. All right, the brackets are now on the 5VZ ECM, so it can mount up just like my other one was. Woo woo! Want this swap to look as clean as I can.